Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The New Norm with Selena Hill. I'm your host, Selena Hill, and I am beyond excited to speak with Kevin Hart, the superstar stand-up comedian, actor, and business owner, about his latest venture with Amazon's Audible company. But before we get into that, Kevin, let me first say congratulations to you and Nico on your second child you guys are expecting. Congratulations.
Yes. Now, father of four about to be. We're excited, man. We got a little girl on the way, Household is getting a little louder. More kids for sure. Another girl. I'm extremely grateful, blessed, taken away. I mean, I never would have thought this in a thousand years. So for life to be unfolding like this in front of me, it's pretty amazing.
It's a beautiful thing. Were you guys planning for a second child together?
Yeah. We wanted to have another one. We said the total number should be four within the family. I mean, Zoe is now 2, and we said Zoe needs a playmate that's around his age. So we went for another baby, and we just wanted a healthy baby. So whether it was a boy or girl, it wasn't like the conversation. But she's ecstatic that we're having a girl. She's through the roof.
Yeah, we're all super happy for you. Now, as one of the hardest working people in showbiz, how are you even adjusting to this lockdown and this new norm?
Of course it's a thing. It's tough, especially when you're used to being on a go and just ripping and running and getting out and getting after it. I think for myself, it's understanding what this is about, and what's really important. Of course, that's the health of my family and others, and just taking that serious, and just figuring out how to be better on the other half of this. Taking advantage of this downtime to really figure it out, and put things together that I can do when this is all over. So from a content creation standpoint, developing shows, thinking about new material, developing films, etc. This is just where you bear down and you find out other ways to grind. So, you can't change what's happening, so it's best to try your best to maneuver around it and find some positive in it.
So speaking of new projects, let's talk about your new project with Audible Original, The Decision. How did this come about, and why do you think now is the best time to release this project?
Well, I think it's good. Uh, it's good now simply because I know people are just looking for things and for good things, and I think that there's a low that's just in the air, that's associated with the now. Like, oh God, some people are just getting beat down by it, and it's weighing on them heavy. And there's a good reason to motivate, inspire, recharge, uplift, etc. And I feel that's what the decision does. It's giving you a realistic, realistic conversation that's attached to real things that have happened. And because these things have happened, they've sparked a certain level of decision making. And what we as people suffer from the most is information. We don't all have information. And with information, you're able to do so much and become so much. And without it, it's kind of tough because you're always figuring it out. So this this project is about me giving the information, because I don't feel like in life there should be a constant surge in charge of always trying to figure it out. I think that if you have some people that are willing to make information available that may help, then that's valuable. That's a real thing. That's a good thing.
No, absolutely. I mean, it kind of feels like you're essentially like a life coach in the project. I had a chance to hear some of it. Um, can you share some of those tips that you are giving throughout this whole project?
I mean, look, it's all based off of understanding you. You know, this isn't a do as I do moment and live how I live. That's not what this is about. This is about me making people realize that they're in control of themselves, and you ultimately are in control of your actions and your decisions. And in life, sometimes it's very easy to place the blame on so many others for so much, when it goes back to you. It goes back to making a mistake, realizing that mistake was made, and saying, I'm not going to make that mistake again. It goes back to you really trying to improve because you saw what the world of no improvement meant. That's that's where this lives. It's overcoming today's BS for tomorrow's success. And a lot of time that BS is self-inflicted. A lot of the time the BS comes from the things that you think up. You know, I don't want to go outside because I feel like if I go outside with the shirt on, everybody's going to talk about me. But you never went out there. You don't know that. You just put this whole thing together in your head, and now that's preventing you from doing something. So it's how many times do you do this? How many times do you practice this? How many times? How many times? It's that you're aware, you're conscious. That's what I would say the ballpark world of the Audible original is about. You against you, becoming the best version of you and understanding how and why.
Yeah, and like positivity is a huge theme throughout it, just keeping that positive mindset. How is it that you've been able to maintain such a positive mindset throughout your whole life and your career, despite the trials and tribulations that you experienced?
Well, I mean, the one thing that I understand is that some things you just can't change. You know, there's a lot of things that happen in life, and you know, you want to harp on them, you want to sit in the sorrow about that moment or that thing, but it can't change. And the best way to move is to adjust and just try to learn from that thing and become better after it. So the positive outlook that I've always been able to have just comes from me understanding that life is still going to go on, and it's going to happen with or without you. So you can either get in the way of your progression, or you can be a part of an amazing story of development within you. And that's what I've done. That's what I've focused on. And you know, I realized that it's not perfect. It ain't supposed to be perfect. You ain't supposed to be perfect. I ain't supposed to be perfect. Life ain't supposed to be perfect for nobody. And when you live as if it is when you get shell shocked the most and get distraught. But when you understand that there's bumps, cobblestone, bricks, closed doors, storms, etc., these things all act as major preventions. Accidents, bad judgment, bad decisions. These things all act as roadblocks in your journey along the way of becoming a better you. So as you get hit with one, you don't fall, you take a couple steps back, reassess, and go a different direction. But you have to make the right decision to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, such wise words. Again, the entire project is basically that you giving out so many nuggets and gems to keep us motivated. But I want to ask you, do you have a celebrity life coach or somebody in Hollywood that you go to when it comes to when you need some motivation or inspiration?
I wish I could say that I did, but I don't. I think that the bulk of my you know, motivation and inspiration just comes from the word of my wife and my kids. You know, in this household, seeing how we operate, seeing how much we lean on one another, love one another, and how we are all getting so much better at keeping our house intact by not letting the outside world affect us. that's a big thing for me. So my motivation and inspiration comes from me seeing these people in this household develop and really take information and use it wisely, uh, communicate at a high level, understand, talk. It's inform one another. I think for me that's the best that's the best thing for me. That's what I love the most. I love just seeing growth, and I love seeing a display of result from action. There's an effort and action that goes into this household, and I see the household getting better because of it. So that's a special place for me. That's nice.
And do you think it's getting better, particularly because of the circumstances? Like, has that helped you, be able to spend more time with the family, or, just help that
Absolutely.
development within the household?
Absolutely. I mean, this pandemic has allowed me the opportunity to just be home, be with my family, and be engaged at a very high level. And because of work, sometimes I'm not able to do all that I'm doing now and be a part of the things that I'm able to be a part of now. And that's a bonus. That's a amazing positive to come out of this, and take from this. So I think we all basically have the opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to continue this or not do this or do that. We all have the opportunity to take something from this moment and apply it. We're all getting a crash course in education with the economy and the things that are happening within the economy, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, the ugly. So from a preparation standpoint in life and the future of us all, how do we take this storm that we just went through and try our best to prevent it from happening or prepare for the next one in umpteen years? It's just a way of thinking that we can all adapt to and from.
Kevin, I've been speaking to different entertainers, and not everyone's been really able to tap into creativity. Some creators are telling me like it's hard to find inspiration. They don't even know what day it is. What advice would you give to them, to your fellow creators and entertainers in this business?
I mean, look, whether you realize it or not, the world moves off of that entertainment. Whether you're a comedian, musician, actor, writer, producer, director. If anything, what we got to see from this is how much we as people depend on other people and things that are driven by people. When those things got shut down, for the first time, you got to go, oh shit, like this circle of community and engagement is what we kind of thrive off of. You know, man, there's nothing to watch. I watched everything. Well, that means that we need to create some more stuff. Oh my God, man, music. I would love to hear something new. Musicians, tag, you're it. Give these people some music. Hey, man, I want to laugh. Tag, comedians, you're it. Movies, I want to watch something funny, scary. Producers, what are you doing? Directors, writers. Ultimately, these highs and lows that we all go through as people, sometimes the thing that we need to take us out of it are are a, something to take our minds off of that. And entertainment is what 9 times out of 10 is the driving factor in that space. So I would say just understand that there's a bigger service behind the title and try your best to put yourself in a position to provide more, whether it's way down the line or way, way, way. It's still something that has an amazing benefit and impact on our world.
Is that what you're doing? Are you working on more or different types of projects,
Always,
or always?
always, always,
So you have some stuff in
always.
store?
Figuring it out, writing, developing, developing. It's figuring it out, trying to stay as many steps ahead as I possibly can.
Absolutely. And now, just to wrap things up again, what do you want people to walk away from after they listen to The Decision?
Like I said, this is not a do what I say, or this doesn't exist, or live like me. That's not what this is. This is information. And it's information just to give you a different lens to look through. I'm hoping that you not only listen to it, but really take away some of the gems that are being dropped and apply it. It's ultimately for you. It's for you. I want to see people get better. I want to see people improve, myself included. And we're all a work in progress and forever will be. So any way to I guess you can say improve and really amplify your potential, then that's something that should be taken serious, and that's something that I think we all should be signing up just to have. It's for you, the better of you. That's what I want to see. Nothing more.
Got it. Thank you so much, Kevin. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Congratulations on the new project, and we look forward to whatever else you put out during this pandemic.